大家好. I am so happy to be here again, sharing another video with you guys, enjoying the comments and the discussion. You guys are really just lighting up my world. You really, really are. I don't even know if you realize it. You're all the way across the world, but you're lighting up mine. So thank you. Or should I say, 谢谢. I just love the energy right now.
当星辰是小路灯，若爱一个人，切记爱得太深。
爱得太深. I love where she is placing the sound. Her placement is beautiful. Her tone is beautiful. I don't know if I said that before. I might be becoming a little fan of hers. Do you pronounce it A-Lin? A-Lin? However you pronounce it, I love her tone. My goodness.
酒后传的讯息你别当真，我总感情用事，忘了不可能，也委屈你，长期容忍，但我们之间该用什么相称？
I feel like she gave a little bit too much force when she did it. Gayu. It is a ooh that she's going to from a ah, which is tricky, especially when you're trying to stay in a certain placement and everything. And there was a little bit of a shake. Again, I think we all know that she's amazing and I'm being picky, but you know, what am I supposed to do? I am a vocal coach, but I do think that if she pulled back a little bit, that little bit of shake that came when she went from the open mouth vowel to the closed mouth vowel, it would have completely gone away.
难道非要我爱其他的人？你在心安理得卸下了责任。
The E that she just did was super clean. I don't know if you guys have seen me talk about the E's in the other videos, but I really appreciate a clean E, and that was really clean. And then when she ended here in the head note, she gave us a little bit of airiness, a little bit of a breathy tone to it, but she still kept it clean and consistent. Like it didn't feel like it was going to float away, but it did feel lighter. So I appreciate that.
我们不讨论的关系，很接近，却不是爱情。拥有无数交集，又丢弃太可惜。
She said, don't come for me if I mess this up, but Chao Chi is what it sounds like she said. Chao Chi. That is not the, okay, so if you were to say, and I, that would be a very easy 2 words to give a lot of space. Those 2 words that she's saying, they give almost no permission to have space, but yet she somehow still created it. And I feel like this is just an open testament to how your tongue, oh my goodness, it plays a crazy, amazing, very pivotal role in your singing, because the only way that you're going to get that out clean is if the tongue is down when you're singing, but your mouth is closed too. So that means that you really have to have control over the muscle to get your tongue down in the back here in order to say those 2 words and not feel like you're straining it or squishing it, even though it's a very closed word. So I'm just, you know, letting you guys know the inside scoop behind that.
我演得很真不诚恳，你最清楚我是怎样的人。没人不羡慕的关系，只是没结局的续集。为什么太熟悉，反而变成距离？触不到的 人。
Okay, when she did da-da, she let that get super, super, super breathy. Now, this is literally a question I'm asking myself. Did I truly appreciate how breathy it went before she went back into the tone? Or would I have liked her to put just a wee bit more, or take a little bit of the breathiness off of it and not have it so airy? Because I really appreciated how she went into that soft, airy sound. But I'm like literally questioning, like, do I feel like it was a little bit too much? I don't know. What do you guys think?
我甚至有夜上搪塞，你明知道我不会等到，却放任我等。
Did you guys see that? Did you see that? She was singing an open mouth vowel, but her mouth was like this. It was not open. It was not open at all. That is, again, wonderful example of how it's, a lot of times I'll tell people to do crazy things with their mouth and their face, and they're like, Nikki, come on. No. But when you practice doing these crazy things with your mouth and your face, when you are performing and you don't want to look like that, then you don't necessarily have to if you've trained your body to do what it needs to do. She's trained her tongue to go down. That tongue is so down. She did, she had that much space in between her teeth, maybe even less. That's a testament to the tongue. That tongue is doing the work there, and she has control over that muscle. It's so beautiful.
你真全心对待的人，辗转找到我，劝我别太伤神。
Okay, so 2 things I want to say here. I don't know if this is intentional on her part or not, but I want to highlight it because it is a thing. And I don't know if you guys are going to be performing or if you have performed or anything, but I feel like it's worth saying. So she was sitting down this entire time. And when you are sitting down, if you're on stage or you're performing, the adrenaline and all that kind of stuff, it kind of channels into, for me, it will kind of just channel into whatever it is that I'm sitting on. Even if I'm just kind of perched on a stool, I still, all of the adrenaline and the energy will kind of like channel into that, and it just results in such a relaxed, very smooth vibe. And that's totally what we got from her on the first half. Now she's standing, and I noticed, and it could be because this is just where she wants to do this in the song, but because she's standing now, if you notice, her voice is a bit richer. It's a little bit more, it has a little bit more life into it. It's not so laid back. Now, granted, this is the second half of the song, and it usually ramps up during this point of the song, but I did think that it was valid to bring that out, so that, one, you guys can be aware of it and think about that. I tell my students it all the time, that you have to take into account your own adrenaline when you're performing, or else you'll be on stage desperately doing things that you know you can do better if you were just more calm at home. So I'm very curious to see how she's going to continue on with this, and if it was adrenaline or if it's just the way that the song is flowing now.
继续握着，像一询问，从此默不出声，是我的责任。我们不说破的关系很微妙，却不是爱情，容许这种维系，是我不够珍惜。一再追问，何其愚笨。
She won! I'm not sure if that's what she said, but just the way that you do that, I just think that is so pretty when you're up there in that mixed space and you're actually singing more words, and it's like very similar. And that's one of my That's one of my favorite places to sit when I'm singing a song. I personally find comfort in that. So I love that she did it, and she did it with the same type of ease and comfort that I feel when I'm doing it as well.
我也清楚你是怎样的人，
是怎样的人。How can you not love it?
荡气回肠，又能如何？我最不应该。
Okay, see right there. So the song has ramped up. We're fully in it, and then she pulls back and she does it lighter. And it's not that you can't do it lighter, but when you do it lighter, you've got to have that smooth transition, or else it could come across like that note is too high for you, or you're uncomfortable singing that now, or you didn't anticipate your breath or something like that. And that's obviously not how you want to come across. It was very, very subtle for her, obviously, because she is a professional and she's fantastic. But I do think that that's something worth noting. I often tell my students that they need to continue to push forward even when they're doing a softer note in the climax of a song, so that you don't lose the vibe of it. Because if you come back too much, then you're not going to, you're going to change the energy of the song. You know what I mean?
爱你手分，进退不得。我们不讨论的关系很接近，却不是爱情。拥有
Okay, so this is me being very, very picky. But if you listen really closely, she's singing phrases that she sang at the beginning of the song. When she sang it at the beginning of the song, she held her notes a little bit longer, and there was a little bit of vibrato that came out, and it was this breathy, effortless thing going on. But now that she's gone through the climax and everything, coming back down to that small place and still giving that same amount of energy, I do feel like this is more choppier, I would say. It's a little bit more choppier than it was at the beginning. Now, this could be a stylistic choice, or she could be out of she could have let the adrenaline get the best of her, and so now she may be struggling to bring it back down small.
无数交集，要丢弃太可惜。
But see, those vocal cries that she just did, that leads me to believe, okay, maybe she's trying to add in emotion, and she made it choppy on purpose so that it has that emotive quality. That was good. Okay. So she went up. She's going from a mix to a chest. Her mix is not as strong as I would like it to be, but I do feel like when she did do that, that it blended better than what I mentioned before when she went soft and it could come across like she was struggling at that moment. I do feel like that was a lot better as far as going into her mix. I'm just saying that the mix didn't sound as strong as it could be. And especially for this to be the climax, the colors of the clouds are changing and everything. I would have had that just a wee bit stronger there, just for the transition to be smoother.
明明知道我不会得到却放任。
And did you hear how, so she ended in her chest, but that was a head voice. And it felt like a softer head voice. And personally, I wouldn't place that there simply because, again, it takes I feel like it takes away a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that it sounds bad because she sounds phenomenal. I need that to be understood. What I am saying though is that these very, very small, subtle things that we do, that people who amaze us do, they make the difference between absolute perfection and like I was just on a wave the entire time, and then there were moments where I could have been taken out of the wave. And again, this is me just like, analyzing it and looking into it very detailed from a technical perspective. But obviously, if I did not say it, I appreciate it and her voice and everything that she's doing. I think that, like I said, I actually am becoming a fan of hers. But when it is time to go for a mix, I just personally am someone who really appreciates, okay, let's go for that mix and make it really smooth of a transition. If we're not going to do the mix, that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. But if we are going to do it, let's make it smooth. Let's make that transition very, very smooth. You know what I mean? All right, guys, I appreciated this again. I am looking forward to the next one, and I will see you guys later. Zai Jen.